Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Keith Christopher Brown, and I'm making this video because of what happened yesterday. Because I, like many other Americans, are pissed off. Alright? Now, before I get into it, the first thing that I need to preface this video with is that I understand that if a specific portion of the population see this video, they can quickly figure out who I am, come after my work, try to make it impossible for me to get a means of making a living. Why? Because I'm guilty of speaking my mind. Alright. Well, I have to make that choice. I have to go through with it. For one simple reason. And I said to begin with, I'm pissed off. And instead of going off into the streets and, acting foolish, I have to put this out into the ether. Because I know that there are many other Americans that are, like me, pissed off at what they witnessed yesterday, as well as what's been happening for the past couple months. Hell, this last year. So, with that out of the way, and understanding that I know that I could potentially be fucked for putting this video out, alright, fine. So let's get into the incident in question. It's like, oh, this is the true face of right-wing violence. Well, politicians weren't hanging from the rafters. DC wasn't a burning hellscape. So some buildings that we already pay for to maintain, a single building that we pay to maintain every fucking year got a fresh coat of fucked up paint, and maybe some things got jacked. The fact of the matter is that a woman died. She died for her belief. Her name was Ashley Babbitt. She was 35 years old, and she was an Air Force veteran. And her, like many other Americans, felt that at least for the past 2 months that we haven't been listened to. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out stupid shit like this was going to happen. The courts didn't listen, didn't even want to hear the cases. They wanted to cite latches or standing or whatever other bullshit. They didn't want to look at the merits of the cases. All the while, the left-wing media went, oh, well, the cases are being shut down. No evidence, no evidence. When there was plenty enough evidence and the courts just didn't want to look at it because they didn't want to rock the fucking boat. That's the truth. Whether you like it or not, you can look at each one of the cases. They never cited the merits of the case. They always used some legalese means of going sorry, not interested. Like fucking cowards. And what really pisses me off about this incident, what really pisses me off is what happened before the incident in question. Because I was watching the presser for, the combined session of the House and the Senate. And people just repeatedly egging on and antagonizing the people outside. It's like, poke them. Do a boogaloo. Come on, do it. You can do it. Yeah, that's what you got. And you're fucking surprised. And afterwards, you will have the gall to say, a poor woman lost her life. But we're going to continue to do nothing, and we're going to continue to poke and fucking prod. It doesn't take Nostradamus to figure out this kind of stupid shit would happen. And the thing that was really insulting for people like me is you'll get Mitch McConnell and a bunch of other people like, well, we terrorism, we will not allow terrorists to stop us in bravely discharging our duties. It's like, we swore an oath to defend and support the Constitution. Bitch, you didn't do shit. Bitch, you didn't do fucking shit. The lot of you fucking ran and fucking hid and went for shelter and had your own personal security escort you to places that were safe. You didn't defend shit. Where the fuck was Glock Lady? Huh? The fact of the matter is, you didn't do shit. And afterwards, all right, you would use this woman, not even saying her fucking name because none of you would be bothered to fucking get the intelligence on it. Right? But you'll like, oh, we pray for her families. Fuck you. Fuck the lot of you. Finally, for one fucking moment in your infinitesimal lives, you had piss running down your leg. Congratulations, assholes. You know how exactly business owners and civilians in Kenosha, Seattle, Portland, Milwaukee, and the host of other cities that got fucked with all year. You finally now know for a split second how they feel. And instead of going like, oh, this is what we've been doing to people. Huh. Okay. And trying to reflect on it. No. Instead, the people that were supposedly going to stand up against this shit just immediately blanket statement had a temper tantrum. Because once again, you finally had a little shit in your shorts. Like, well, no, we're just going to let the system keep burning the way it is. Nothing happened here, gentlemen. Like our convictions, what we were going to talk about this entire time, all because the people outside are fucking pissed off. We're going to just like, nope, nothing to see here. We're just going to let it slide. You have no convictions. You have no fucking principles. And guess what? What happened yesterday was a fucking travesty. It was a fucking tragedy. What happened? But these were people that felt that they weren't being listened to. And this is what happens. All right? Now, you want to know the way we remedy this situation? We get down to the core issue. Okay, Trump lost. You know what? I'm going to have to live under 4 years of Biden. Fine. I can deal with that. But you know what I can't deal with? The one thing that I cannot deal with, all right, is the mere thought that my elections, the elections that I participate in every 2 years and every 4 years, are a fucking joke. So you know what you need to do? You know what you need to do to appease these people? It's not install Trump, you know, as, you know, God, Emperor of mankind. No, we like the guy. But you know what? If we can get some election reform to make sure that stupid shit like that happened in the Georgia, the State Farm Center and a bunch of other crap doesn't ever happen again, I'm willing to make the trade. And I think the vast majority of American people are willing to make that trade too. All right? So you know what you need to do? You know what you need to do, Ron Paul? You put forth a law for no-knock warrants for Breonna Taylor. Okay, you know what you need to do? You need to make a law. You need to push forth paperwork. Push forth an amendment to our election laws and our election codes and call it the Ashley Bobbitt law. All right? And that is that, you know, IDs, verification, always having a hand count audit. And lastly, how about, you know, if we're going to expect our police officers, you know, who go out in the line of duty to wear a body cam to make sure that they're on the level, how about our tabulators, our cutters, our observers, and all these fuckers have fucking body cams too? And if they obscure it, take it off or shut it off for any period of time, give them a $15,000 fine. We want transparency in our elections. We want to make sure that our vote matters, that we're not being robbed. That's the problem. That's the reason why what happened yesterday happened, is because people feel ripped off. And you didn't listen. And so they got pissed off and charged in the Capitol building. Because the only way apparently to make you guys listen, and even after you listen, all you do is throw a temper tantrum because you're mildly fucking inconvenienced. I finally know how the fucking peasants feel. You're not of the people, for the people. You forget that the moment you walk into that rotunda. You lie to our fucking faces. You can see why I'm pissed off. You can see why this aggravates me. Like I said, I'm going to have to live under a Joe Biden presidency. And the thing is that if there wasn't as much hinky shit that happened, now I understand this is a country of 370 plus million people. Hinky shit happens. But what about voting in the park? What about fucking $5 to $20 gift certificates in Nevada for making sure that you voted? Ha 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 ha. What happened about pushing fucking observers out? What happened about a judge effectively saying, well, you were in the building, right? That counts as observation. What happened about the constitutional law breaking in terms of fucking what Pennsylvania and fucking Georgia and fucking Michigan were pulling? You should look into the shit. Okay, let's say fucking after all this is said and done and Joe Biden is the president, you need to still look into these fucking cases. Keep Joe Biden as the presidency, in the presidency, and fucking Kamala Harris. Fine, fuck it, whatever. But this shit should never happen again. Because we as the American people have no faith in you for you to effectively discharge your duties. So this is what I want you to do. This is what I want you politicians to do, is stridently push forth for election laws. So that way we have election integrity. So that way, next time when there's a candidate that I don't necessarily like and he gets into office, because it's going to happen, I at least know it was because half the population are fucking retarded. Not because I was sold a false bill of goods. I can live with a stupid population. I cannot, however, live with politicians who I think are lying to my fucking face. That I can't. Because then it quickly becomes a two-tiered system. I can live with idiots. I can't live with people who I think are lying to me. A political establishment, a mainstream media establishment, a social media establishment. I can't live with those things. Why? Because it's abhorrent. Stupid? That's just a way of life. That's just, for some people, being blissfully ignorant of things. But I can't live with corruption. That was the whole reason why we elected Trump. Why people like myself elected Trump, is we were sick and tired of your corruption. So you need to do something about it. Or shit like what happened yesterday. And I'm not saying, and let me be very clear, I'm not saying I want it to happen. I'm not saying that I'm egging it on. Because what happened yesterday was a fucking tragedy. But you need to fix this so that way what happened yesterday doesn't ever happen again. Because if you don't, it doesn't take a rocket scientist, it doesn't take Nostradamus to inform you that, well, you're going to basically get what Antifa was doing, but you'll get the right doing it from here on out for the next 4 years. And the difference between Antifa and the right, like conservatives, not necessarily Republicans, but the difference is when they get mad, they get laser precise. They don't just go after businesses and burn entire cities to the ground. No, as we saw yesterday, they went straight for the Capitol. They went straight for your asses. So, you need to fix this. Or, bad shit's going to happen. And I don't want it. I really don't. I'd love for us to all live in peace and fucking harmony. But you're making it awfully difficult. Anyway, that's my thoughts on what happened yesterday. I wonder how many of you agree. Well, talk to you later.